Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Nice to have you with me this morning. Really happy to have another one today. It's episode 63 today. So if you count that back, it's now exactly 9 weeks worth of content that we've done. 63 days, on the cards. So very happy about that. I think I'm still waking up this morning, to be quite honest with you. I was, battled to get up this morning. I woke up, or my alarm went off like at 5 or 5:15 or something. But I eventually got up at 7:20. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit tired. But, been battling to get going this morning. But, here we are. And not coffee, but fresh tea in hand. And looking forward to help for this to help me wake up. I wonder, is that coffee? That's possibly coffee. I'm not sure if it's tea or coffee. Doesn't matter. It's hot and nice. All right. So good morning. Welcome. Nice to have you all with us this morning. And let me say a quick hi before I tell you. Today we're going to be talking about this show. I'm going to be talking about I'm going to share some of the insights with you from the survey and the things that's going to inform us going forward. And then, when things will change later on. As well, for now, it is a lot about bringing more value and having something that is more in line with what it is that you said you wanted. And I'm going to look at that. The structure of the show may change a little bit later, but let's see where we go. So good morning, Raymond. Nice to have you. What an awesome day. Yeah, an awesome morning. It's really a beautiful day here in Joburg as well. I trust over there in Southbroom, the same thing. Almin, good morning. Very nice to have you here. Thank you very much for joining me again. Golf van Vieren, once again, thank you. You've been sharing a lot of the episodes on LinkedIn, and that I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Malcolm, thank you very much, Malcolm. We won away from 420. We've grown substantially this week. So really, really happy about that. Denise, good morning. Razan, good morning. Thank you for that nice email this morning. I haven't responded yet, but I still need to do so. Tinus, good morning. Goeiemorgen. Kevin, yay, good morning. Good morning, Kevin. Nice to have you with us. Thank you very much. Johan Forster, good morning, my friend. I hope you're well. Jaco Roots, good morning. Really appreciate that you're here. Good morning, Renee. And Slanganani, good morning. I'm not seeing anybody commenting from LinkedIn so far this morning. So either there's nobody there, or they are very shy, or something's not working. But we'll see. If anybody's over on LinkedIn, say hi. All right. So I'm not going to be too long this morning. I don't want to belabor the point or drag it all out, or however you want to look at that. Again, I've got a presentation in front of me. That's why I'm looking down. I'm very sorry for that. I need to also, some of the things I want to do is work on the studio and the look and feel. You'll see that the camera is a little bit lighter today. I brought up the brightness a little bit, just so that you can see a little bit more. So you also need to tell me, do you like the darker sort of thing, or is this better? I know some people have been telling me that, it's hard to see, and specifically if I'm next to somebody who's well lit, that I can say I want to put the spotlight on them, but it's not the truth. It needs to be balanced and easy to look at. So let me know what you think. Is this better than the other ones? If you're not sure, go look at the other ones afterwards and see. Good morning, Chart. Welcome. And just quickly, two things I want to bring to your attention again this morning. This is the Advice Tech webinar, online conference, whatever you want to call this. It's happening on the 28th, which is next week at 3:00 in the afternoon. You'll see that we've got Johan Forster. Johan, yes, so good morning. Johan is going to be part of that. And then also Adam Holt from Asset Map. You've heard us speak about that, and then Sebastian van Dorsen from Voice, and then we'll also be talking to the guys from Quickly Sign and all of that, and all of this is being put together by Louis van der Merwe, who was on episode 49. So if you want to go and register for this, it's completely complimentary and free, and just for your benefit. And it's really interesting to learn about these other technologies. I don't want to call them alternative technologies, but I think it's great to hear about what other people are using and to hear from these people directly. And also, I know Louis said that there's going to be special exclusive deals. So, go have a look. Maybe there's something that can help you in your business. So if you want to register, there's Louis VD Merwe. So although he's Van der Merwe, like the guy in the joke, the Van der Merwe, but he's not that because he's not Jan. He's Louis. So Louis VD Merwe, louis.co.za/advice tech, and you'll be able to register there for free. So please support Louis in his endeavor. I think it's a really great idea, and that there's going to be a lot of value from it. So I've registered even before all of this, so you can do so too. And then obviously Sandro, I also want to remind you that Sandro, everything is now available for you to go and download. We don't ask for anything, no email address, no nothing. You can just go to francois.co.za/scripts, and you'll land on this page, and you can just click the button to say download the scripts and to go visit his website and look at his book and his app. So please go and do that. Support him. I think he's given us so much value. In his episode, it was episode 54. You can rewatch that episode as well if you wanted to. So please consider doing that. Alrighty, so that is about that. Maybe the last thing I want to remind you of is the program that I did to deliver a great online customer experience. This one is over on Circulus Online, so you can just go to learn.circulusonline.co.za, and you will find it there under webinars. So, so with that, let me sort of get into today. Let me just see quickly. Okay, everybody say, well, everybody, but Kevin is saying it's, excuse me, more light is better. Yeah, the one challenge I've got is because my skin is obviously very, very pale. So, it's a bit of a challenge with these lights because the more light I bring, like the more I get washed out. So it's finding that balance. So this does look a little bit better for me. I will also watch the recording afterwards to see. Raymond says the lighting is much better. Johan says what Kevin said. Morning, Mark and Bongi. And Johan is saying, looking forward to it. Such awesome people and tech going to be presented there. What a privilege for me to be there. Absolutely. So really excited to hear what all of you is going to say and what you're going to show us. Alrighty. So thank you very much for that. And let me just share my screen quickly. There we go. Let me just make sure. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So let me bring that onto the screen. There you go. All right. So yeah, let it run. Okay. So we've always obviously done a lot of stuff, and when I started off with the show, it was it was quite I didn't have a clear vision. I didn't have an exact idea of what I wanted to do or why I wanted to do this in the first place, actually. And, it's just, well, that's not completely true. I didn't know why I wanted to do it, but, what this has become has really exceeded my expectations, and I didn't have a vision for that. So for that, I need to thank each and every one of you, whether you're here today or you watch this later, or you've been here in the past and you haven't been here recently. It doesn't matter. Everybody that has been part of this journey has really made this into what it has become and what it is becoming. And that's why it's very important for me to be able to get your input and sort of share with you what people have said and, where we're going with this, and to sort of just, is this going to add value? Because as soon as we stop adding value, you're going to stop watching. And that's not what I want. I want to be able to bring more value and be able to really, bring people together. And like we've been having the guests, obviously the guests, if I look at the views and all of that, when I have guests, those views are a lot higher than when I don't. And, that's an indication that there's a lot of value there. So we've again got next week, Wednesday, we're going to have Brian Parsley on live, not recorded. We've got him here live. So Wednesday's show is going to be in the afternoon. It's going to be, again, 3 p.m. To accommodate him because he's 6 hours behind us. So it means that if we 8 o'clock in the morning, it's 2 o'clock in the morning there. So Wednesday will be at 3 p.m. I'll be sending that out today, I think. It's going to be an email that will go out as well as the WhatsApp. I'm going to send it out today, even though it's Saturday, because I want you to put it in your diary, and make sure that you don't forget that we're going to be there at 3 p.m. on Wednesday. But we're bringing you really great guests. So whether they're from South Africa or whether they're from elsewhere, that is the whole idea, is that we want to bring you awesome people that maybe you only get access to at conferences, or maybe you watch their videos, or maybe, but here you get to interact with them directly. And there's a lot of value in that. And I hope that you make use of those opportunities, because they're really awesome, and so many people are shy and they just don't want to do that, but even if you want, then you can send me the stuff before the time and I can ask those questions, even without saying, oh, I got this question from Susie. I don't have to do that. So, but you should use these opportunities, because what we're trying to do is to bring everybody together and give you the opportunity to engage with great people that are thinking differently and that's really forward moving in where we are going. And it's not to say, it's like anything. Somebody had to get in a ship and go somewhere and see. I started watching Vikings again, and it's like they want to go west. And some people think that they're crazy and all of that, but if nobody went west, they wouldn't know what they were. And now I'm just back at season 1, episode 1, by the way. So, because I watched last time until the middle of season 2, and I just couldn't get any further because I got too busy. And now I can't remember everything that happened. So I thought, let me start again. And now, I'm also battling to get through the first episode because I'm too busy. But anyway, so, but I mean, those things just make me think is that somebody needs to take the risk, and we don't really know where we're going in terms of the future. We don't really know whether things are going to be vastly different after this. We don't even understand the impact yet of what is going on. I think a lot of us are thinking that, once they open and we go level 3, level 2, level 1, then things will just go back to normal, like a flick of a switch again. And it's not going to happen probably, because people got hurt during this time. And I don't know how quickly we're going to get up. I hope it's very quickly, but also I can't go live there and think that, I don't know. I can't go there and just say like, everything is like, no, we got to try things. We got to do things differently. We've got to be the group of people that are thinking differently. Absolutely. And that we shouldn't be afraid to take action and to try things and to work together and collaborate and say, guys, I'm trying this. This is not working. I'm trying this. This is working, or it seems to be working for me. That's what we should do. That's how we're going to really move forward, and we're going to move forward quickly if we do this together. And that is really what the show for me was about in the beginning, is to say, how do we get together? What can I do to help? How can I have purpose for myself? So there's obviously something in it for me as well, where I had something to get up for every morning. And still, if I didn't have to get up this morning, I would still be in bed. I promise you. So this has been fantastic for me just from that point of view. I'm not even talking about everything that we learned and everything that we did and the people that we had on the show and the connections I made, the relationship we started building, the community that we're building. I'm not even talking about all those awesome things. Just the mere fact that I had something to get up for every single morning. Because you lose that reason to get up in the morning, it's very, very difficult to get up in the morning, obviously. But then to move through that day, and to really be focusing on the things that's gonna be beneficial to you. From that point of view. Alrighty, so what I want to do is sort of share with you, just some of the insights from the survey. What am I going to change, and sort of hear what you say, and then when things will really change later on, probably if we go back to full economic activity, what that would look like, and also a couple of things that I want to introduce into the show. And then hear what, just sort of your views around that. So 52 people, by the way, completed the survey. So thank you very much. If you were one of them, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's very valuable. Some interesting stuff that came from this. So the one nice thing is that all 52 people said that, well, the first question I asked was, should the show continue? And if you said no, it would end the survey. So I don't waste your time. And everybody said yes. So thank you very much for that. I think that was an indication for me that there is value. And it's also interesting if I look at the stats that, there's different people are getting value from different things. So and that also explains to me why certain episodes are a lot more popular than others, because you can see there's certain things that is really popular for everybody. And then there's some things that are interesting to some people or valuable to some people. And that was a big, sort of eye opener for me as well. So I asked what the frequency of the show should be, but this was more with an eye on post lockdown. While we've got lockdown, I'm going to keep on doing it daily, except Sunday. So it'll be Monday to Saturday. And but what we are doing is obviously having there's some of the things I'll implement from the feedback that I'll share with you in a second. But here you can see, but the majority of the people said, not the people, but the respondents said, that it should be weekly, and it made sense. And that was also my feelings, that I wanted to do it weekly. I did not give daily as an option, because this again was with the view of what do we do post lockdown when we're in the normal rhythm of things. And if you look at the other, there's 4. Those were all people that said no, weekdays, so daily weekdays and so forth. So most of them was that. And you can see there's some that said monthly, but it's clear that we should do this at least once a week. For now, I'm going to continue daily. As I said, I'm not going to change that because lockdown is still in effect. So we will be doing that. Then I asked, like, obviously based on the fact that weekly, but which day would work best for you? And Friday came out as by far the most popular one. You can see there, half the people said Friday. And then I also went on, I'm not going to share that, but I went on to say, well, if the first day, if all the other people are choosing a different day, which is your second option? And in that case, Tuesday came out. So I'm a big fan of doing things on a Tuesday. And but it was clear. I mean, even if I added the 2 results together, Friday was still the clear winner. So if we go weekly, it'll probably be on a Friday. But for now, as I said, daily, Monday to Saturday. And that. Then I also asked, what is the time? And the bulk of everybody said 8 a.m. So we'll keep it at 8 a.m. I'm very happy with that. You can see there was a couple of people. That's the second most popular one. There was 7 a.m. And also I also asked what would be your second choice. And the second choice by far was 7 a.m. So obviously you want this early in the morning before your day starts. And for me, it is like, which days are you most likely to attend live? And then, what time will make it the best for you and make it more possible for you to attend live? And that is where these come from. So nothing will change in terms of that. So 8 a.m. And then obviously when we have international guests that's from the US, even we actually work well with Australia, New Zealand, and Europe, because there's not much of a difference in terms of Europe and us. Well, some of the places in Europe, there's an hour, sometimes 2 hours difference. And then obviously with Australia, that we like 10 or 11 hours. So, there's a couple of guys from there that is attending the show or watching the show as well. And, it should then be, in other words, 7 p.m., 7 o'clock the night before. So not a bad time. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. But when we have people from the US that are guests, I almost said ghosts, guests on the show, then we will do it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And probably, so I did arrange for Brian to be here on Wednesday, but we'll probably do those in the future on a Friday then. So we'll do it Friday afternoon at 3. So you can let me know what you think, what would actually work best for you from that point of view. Then also very interesting, and remember I did the survey about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I asked, which platform do you prefer to watch live on? And there was about, a third of the respondents said LinkedIn, and then the 2/3 said, well, YouTube. And obviously you can see if you add them together, it's more than 52. It's because I allowed you to choose both so that you don't mind. And there are a couple of people that are engaging on both platforms, so they're watching on both simultaneously. And so we obviously keep streaming to that. I'm very happy to see that Facebook is an absolute 0. Other one I think was Instagram. I can't remember. But that's not feasible for me because I can't live stream to Instagram. You got to go directly onto the app and then onto Instagram TV to be able to do that. But so we'll keep at it. And I think that the popularity has moved on from LinkedIn. There's a lot more people now watching on YouTube. So this morning we're on 419 subscribers. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing, or if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. So when we started off, 9 weeks ago, we were on 79 or something like that. I'll show you the stats for that. But it's interesting to see, that YouTube is the preferred platform. And also, I think what's nice is that there were some questions that I asked around the recordings and what would you want in that. And also about half the respondents said, no, leave it as it is. I want the full experience like the live show was. And then there were some people that said, just filter out the hellos and then leave all the questions and the comments and those things in there, but just edit out that. So at the moment, I'm still not editing anything unless there were like serious glitches or something, just for time's sake at the moment. But it's something that we will consider doing that. So for those people that are watching the recordings then as well. So this is an interesting graph. And this is really what I want to talk to you about. This is about all the different things that I asked, what topics would be interesting. And also the thing that stood out for me is that everybody said, I asked, what was the thing about the show that you love most? And the far majority of respondents said the variety of topics. And I think we can see it here as well. So each one of those bars represents a topic. And I'm going to share with you the top 6 ones. So every that got more than 30 votes, all of them, because you could have chosen multiple ones. So I'm going to show you the top 6, which you can obviously see. There is the everything that is above this line over here. So anything above 30, that is what I want to focus on. And then I will just maybe highlight. I don't think I made notes, but I'll make just maybe what is above 20 or 25 as well. But yeah, so number 1, the top one, that purple one there in the middle, is regulatory and legislative updates, which was, mind-blowing to me. It is the thing I love least. So I'll be very honest with you. I'm not a big regulatory person. That's not my area. I would say it's not. I know what's going on, but it's not my favorite thing to research and to stay up on top of my game as far as that is concerned. Specifically now from a phase and that point of view. But there's a solution for that. So if I know that this is something that is like most people want, then I'll just get a guest who can update us every single month on the latest regulatory stuff. So I don't have to do it myself. But this is a very important realization for me to say, this is a topic that everybody is really interested in, and to stay on top of all the changes is really hard. So if you can have one central place where you can come to and you can say, once a month we do sort of a regulatory update, and that's what you got. So you can let me know whether that will be valuable to you. We will definitely do that, and I will go and look after it. I've already started reaching out to a few people to sort of see if we can get somebody on the show as a regular. So the same person, to be part of the show that can give us that regulatory update. I might even do it myself some of the times. It's not a problem, but that was number 1. So then what came out as number 2 is something that I love a lot, is personal development. And, then it's interesting if I look at this, so personal development came out second. So it's this green one here on the side here. And you look at things like where I spoke to Johan Oosthuizen about strengths and that kind of stuff. It's not, it did well, but it didn't do as well as some of the other things. But then I spoke to Ryan Stramrud, I spoke to Ross Bernstein, I spoke to Tanya Kunze. Those things went, they did very, very well. So I also need to figure out personal development, but what areas within personal development. So I'll probably be asking for more information from you over the next few weeks, to sort of, so that I can unpack these things and understand what about regulatory things do you want to know? Which things are important, because not everything is important, or not everything is interesting to you, or you're not interested in everything. The same with personal development. Douglas Kruger, that did very, very well. It was a very, very powerful sort of session that we had. And then, things like Sandro, I think Sandro may not fall under personal development. Sandro fell definitely under practice management. The same with Kobus Klein's episode. Kobus Klein's episode did extremely, extremely well. Wessel Oosthuizen, that would fall under personal development, where we spoke about Ikigai. So those kind of things are really those were amazing, amazing sessions that we had. And they all speak to, or most of them speak to, personal development. So that's definitely something that I'm going to go deeper into. It's something that I have a personal passion for, and something that I really love. And obviously that's what my business is actually about. It's about developing people and advisors and other professionals like that. So that's what it's all about. So, to bring the personal flavor, and you've heard me speak about a lot of these things in a lot of the episodes, and hopefully that gave you an indication of my passion for that, and that, I do a lot of that work myself as well. And if I can share that with you, that'll be absolutely amazing. And then third one, that would be this one over here, is financial planning tools. So that's interesting. So I'm already thinking about a few ideas there, some financial planning tools. And that's why I said, let me share with you the Advice Tech. Louis didn't ask me to do that. I'm just sharing the Advice Tech webinar with you, because I believe there's a lot of value there. And if you say financial planning tools, I don't know if you think about it in the same way as I do. So financial planning tools are probably the tools that you use to do financial planning with. But I think a lot of people are also thinking about technology in their business. So that may all fall under that. So that's the third one. The fourth one is social media marketing. Again, a huge passion of mine. So these things, I mean, these insights are really now starting to help me to hone my topics, my planning, my everything. Because at the moment it was like all over the show, basically. I was thinking about a lot of things that I wanted to do and a lot of things that will be interesting and that can be helpful. But if these are the things, now I can get more into these things. And this helps me quite a lot with that specifically. Then number 5 was practice management. I'm very happy to see that in there as well. And so practice management is also something that we'll definitely get into. As I said, there we had Sandro, who was absolutely phenomenal. Kobus Klein was absolutely phenomenal. So we'll have more of that kind of stuff. People coming in to tell us, Louis van der Merwe was phenomenal. Level Up, episode 49. So those were exceptional guests that we've had so far. So we really want to do more of that kind of thing where we can bring people in that can talk to you and share their journey with you and that you can get to know people a little bit better. I say we often see, like you may have seen me on social media and thought something about me, and then you got to know me. The same with when I met Kobus. The same with Louis. Louis and I had coffee last year in September, and when he was here in Joburg, and that was it. We haven't really spoken. We now and then would be something, and then the more you start engaging and you build a relationship, and then before you know it, you get along and you start seeing what people is about. And there's nothing as powerful and as eye-opening as to learn somebody's reason for why they're doing what they're doing. It's also sad sometimes when you pick up that somebody's doing this because they don't have there's no other option for them. But if you really understand what's driving someone and how they got into it, and everybody that you see on social media or in the media or at conferences and that, there's something that happened in their life that is very, very significant. And there's one particular lady I'm going to ask to come onto the show shortly. She's got a phenomenal story. It's really going to be powerful. So I really hope she's going to say yes. I haven't asked her yet. It's just in my planning. But those stories and those relationships that form because those things change your view of a person. And that's really what I think is important and what I'm trying to achieve with the show as well, is to just help you to, or just, offer the opportunity for you to get to know people better and see what they're all about. And that is very inspirational a lot of the time. And then personal branding, again, something that I'm very, very passionate about. So these are the things that I'm going to be focused on. So those are the top 6. So most of you indicated that, most of the respondents indicated that these are the things that are really, really important to them. So it's everything that's here above this line. So it's that line over there. So it's only those 6 topics. Now you can see that there's quite a whole host of things that are between 20 and 30. Now, if we do run out of content or ideas or guests or something in this arena, or there is obviously maybe some interesting things happening here, because I do keep an eye on all of these topics, then I could go maybe to some of these topics over here, because there are also some powerful and interesting things there. And something that's very interesting to me is that, practice management is top of mind. Then value propositions is one of the things. I think this one over here is value proposition. So value propositions is also important to people, and I want to learn about that. And I could see it when we did those episodes. But when I sort of asked about charging fees and setting prices and doing things like that, it's these ones over here. It's these ones here. So people are not interested in that, which I thought like, wow, that would be an amazing discussion. And that's why I really appreciate of you giving me the feedback, because then I know what you're all about. And obviously, I mean, this is a very small subset of the financial advisor sort of community in South Africa or in the world. But the more we get input, the more we will adjust these things and move along as that is necessitated. All right, so that is basically what I wanted to share with you. So what is going to happen? So what is going to happen, sort of moving forward? Obviously, what's now happening is that there's a lot of people that have started contacting me who wants to be on the show. Now, for me, I see that as a huge compliment, and I'm really appreciative of that. But also, I need to think about what the show is and where the show is going, and what the real purpose is behind the show. And that means that I've got a huge responsibility towards you the community and the audience to make sure that when we do bring people onto the show who ask to be on the show, that, they are in line with our values and the things that we do and our vision, and, that we are comfortable what it is that they want to talk about. So there's a huge responsibility on me specifically as far as that is concerned. So we will allow that when somebody contacts us and do that, but there will be a due diligence process that I'll be going through and making sure that I am in fact happy to bring them on. And maybe sometimes we'll get it wrong, but then we'll deal with it as that happens. But for me, I'm not just going to say, oh, there's somebody come onto the show. Also, I'll be charging for people to come onto the show. So, even though as we do that, it comes with that due diligence. So unless they get through the gate, there is nothing that will happen after that. And I sort of take that cue from somebody like Dave Ramsey. I don't know if you've ever watched the Dave Ramsey show, but he promotes certain people or certain businesses, but they've gone through a very proper due diligence with them to make sure that they are aligned with their values and that they're aligned and that they're happy with what it is they're doing and the way that they're doing it, and that everybody's getting the services and that they deliver on their promises. So, we may have guests every now and then, or maybe we'll start a series, or maybe we'll have things like that where we have people, but that will be paid for content. So not from your side, but from their side to be on the show. And that will also obviously help me cover costs and the time and everything that goes into preparing for these things, because also people don't just pitch and then, we have a discussion. There's a lot of preparation and things that I need to go and read up on and do things like that. So where we have that, that'll be the thing. Obviously, where we go out and we invite guests onto the show, that is just pure value add, then that's what it'll be. There won't be any fees or anything involved for them. But that's the thought. So I don't know what you think about that and whether you're comfortable or not. But you're welcome to let me know, because I do want to move in that direction with that specifically. I think we're adding a lot of value, and you can be certain and you can be assured that I'm going to be very, very critical and very, very difficult. To just because I've had the amount of the requests I've gotten on LinkedIn in the last week for people who are interested to come onto the show, and that's great. I don't mind. You need to be. I also want to share with you what options are available out there, because if they want to share things with me that I don't know about, you probably also don't know about them, or very few of you know about it. So I think there's a lot of value in that. But if they're coming on to market their product in the process, and they're coming on to make you aware of what it is that they do, then I feel that there should be a fee for that. And I've already had the first discussions, and I've said to them what it would be, and we're in the process of that. But I think that is one of the major changes from my side. It won't be necessarily a major change on your side. The show is not going, I can promise you that, and I can guarantee you that the show is not going to become a very marked channel. So we're not going to have every single guest. It'll be maybe that we either enter into a series of things with one particular sort of business or person, and we'll do that maybe for a month, once a week, or we will only have something like that on once a month. So it won't be the far majority of all the content is going to be like it was up until now. So we'll just invite people, have a discussion with them, and bring you the most value that we can. And then obviously I will still do my own episodes as well, where I'll be talking about things that I think are important and that I want to share with you, and things that I've learned. So it's interesting. I'm reading a book at the moment that I just started yesterday, reading a little bit, a book from an advisor in the States, and it's interesting to see how many of those things we touched on, and how many of those things are things that we've said on the show. So I don't think we're far off from where people seeing things are going, but I want to learn, and I want to make sure, what are others saying, and what are they trying, and what are they tested, and see that it's working. So I think from that point, it's very important for me. Alrighty, so I think that was one of the major things. I see some of you say that you love the new intro. Thank you very much. I thought, let me get a proper intro, something, and then it was quite a mission. You'll see the very first time I used this about 2-3 days ago, it was a mission. It didn't work properly. I thought, like, I was sitting here and I was thinking the music was playing, and then the music was playing on my side, but you couldn't hear it. So it was quite a mission to get that figured out, because what's happening is that the video that you see with the TV dropping, all of that is one thing with its own sound. And then I trigger the music for the show's music on my mixing desk. Because the problem is, once that video stops, I want the music to continue in that first little bit while I'm greeting you and saying hi and all of it, and then stop. But the problem is, if I do all of that on the video, then I have to wait for the video to finish, and you can hear me, but you won't be able to see me. So I have to do like a couple of things manually. But anyway, so hopefully you're loving that, and that you think that that's cool. I sincerely like that sort of thing. I think it's a cool play, old TV with, a picture of me just sort of speaking, and then just, this thing falls, and let's just do things differently, and let's take some risks, and let's just enjoy this. I think that is very important to me. So, so going forward from Monday, still 8 a.m. every single day until Saturday every week, until we go, I don't know, we'll see. Even if we go to level 3, I will see. Maybe if level 3 says, well, now we can move around a lot more, and people are getting going, we'll move to weekly. So I'm definitely not going to stop. I've been loving this, and I think we've created a lot of great content, and there's some other ideas that's coming, some things that we're going to incorporate into Ignite. So that's going to be of a lot of value to you. So really looking forward to that, and really just announcing that to you and saying, well, this is what we're doing with Ignite, and this is how we're making it a lot better, so that you can feel like, wow, that's something that we want to do. Also on Monday, we're opening our LinkedIn programs applications for people who want to join the beta. We're going to charge about, I don't know, 20% of the actual price to be on the beta, because we want to test it and really put a lot of love and effort and things into this program. This is going to be all about LinkedIn. So it's not going to be about social media specifically. It's going to be more about LinkedIn, and how you can use that to really build your brand and create awareness, build a community. How do you engage with them? How do you take it to the next level from there? How do you really, have conversations with these people that you can then take offline and directly and whatever, and really build a business that way as well. And it's, it's all about, I think LinkedIn, a lot of people have been thinking that LinkedIn is their CV. And I've been saying this for a long time, that no, it's not a CV. This is more about your brand. It's more about, creating that awareness and having a point that is, I can't think about a better platform at the moment to do exactly that. And then, so that'll be launching on Monday. So we'll be sending out an email and a WhatsApp for that. There's only place for 8 people, by the way, so we don't want a big group. But so we want to see how that goes. Really excited about that. It's going to be something different from what I've done before in terms of how we've structured it and the amount of, the options that you'll have, because they will be self-paced, and then there will be hand-holding. So if you want to, be able to check with me and ask questions, so there's those options as well. So we're going to be involved in this whole process. But for the beta guys, you're going to get the full experience. So it's not going to be just self-paced or self-learning. You'll get everything. So the self-paced and the live stuff, everything for the LinkedIn program. So excited about that. And then, I'm also thinking about, sort of doing something. I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you. There's been a few people who's been really instrumental in this, and that's made a big difference and helped me quite a bit as well. As I said, I'm thankful to each and every single person that's ever watched this show. Without you, this wouldn't be what it is today. But there's always a handful of people that gets involved and that really make things happen, and that. I would like to do something at some stage to say thank you to everyone, and for us to celebrate what this is. And maybe we must make that episode 100. That will be a great time to do that. But anyway, so that is my story for this Saturday morning. Just a sincere thank you. This is sort of what you can expect for us to go forward. You're welcome to let me know. If you don't want to say in the chat here what you think and how you feel about what I've said, you're more than welcome. Please send me a voice note or send me a WhatsApp or an email. You're more than welcome to do that. In fact, I encourage you to do that. Please engage with me. I'm open to have a talk or chat with you. And thank you very much. So from my side, I hope that you have a fantastic Saturday, and that there will be some braaiing involved or a potjie or something. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, and have a fantastic weekend with your family. Cheers.